Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a tour of the Tesla Giga Factory in Berlin to see all the different manufacturing capabilities. At the moment they're producing 1,000 new Model Ys a day. So let's have a look. In through this impressive building into the lobby where you can get a robot to make you a coffee, and we're into casting, and this is where Europe's largest cast part is produced using die cast process, which is the rear underbody. This production method enables an unprecedented reduction in component complexity and vehicle stability. They take aluminium blanks or ingots, melted down at 700 degrees and injected into the world's largest die casting machine. The only other bigger die casting is in Cybertruck in the US. 6,000 tons of pressure. The liquid aluminium mass is then pressed into molds and cooled in a very short time. Next up, we're into stamping. All exterior parts of the machine are manufactured here in 4 or 5 steps. The parts include the hood, the doors, the tailgates, the fenders, the side panels, 15 parts in total, and 2,500 tons of pressure. And the press forms 1 to 2 parts of the aluminium and steel plates almost every 4 seconds. The press inserts can be changed quickly and efficiently to produce different parts. So they were the first 2 parts, and just the rhythm of the sound of this, and as much as Tesla is a real technology company, this really harked back to the industrial age in my mind, and just the rhythm of the machines going on. Huge, and they have redundancies all over the place, so large presses, 2 of them in operation and then 2 on standby. Next up then is body in white, and we got to meet another Irishman there. Here with Avna from Drogheda in Ireland. You can't go anywhere in the world to meet somebody else from Ireland. Avna, you're here how many years now?
I'm here 4.5, coming on 5 years now.
Wow.
So almost since the very start of the factory.
And today, in this section, we're in the body in white section. Can you explain what happens here?
So we're in body in white. So in body in white, we take all the stamping parts, all the casting parts, we assemble them together via glue, welding, bolting methods. So you get the individual closures, which are the doors, liftgate, hood, and you assemble them onto the physical body before we actually ship them into paint shop.
Because it's done in stages. It's all about that
lots of
efficiency
stages.
And automation as well.
So we start with like a front end, the rear end, then we have a centerpiece underneath that we bolt together, and then we mount the whole body on top. And then you will see that body coming down this line here.
Very cool. That's the main production line.
That's the main production line.
And then off that main production line, you've got areas here that are building the components that feed into that main line.
Yes, exactly. So here we have these robots exactly behind me are building the doors.
Okay.
You will see all the individual panels that actually make up the doors here behind me.
So it's not just a door, it's all components that make up an actual unit.
Yeah, I don't know how many components are in a door, but there could be 20 to 30 parts.
Okay.
Per piece.
And you glossed over a bit the rear giga casting. Fairly impressive. We're going to go to the casting workshop, but I won't be able to do much filming in there. But the fact that you're after taking multiple components and made it all into one actual unit.
Yeah, usually that would be built on several lines of several stamped components. So now you've reduced your stamping, you've reduced all the robots that you would usually use in a body in white. That could take up like an area of 100 robots that now we have maybe 5 robots just moving the parts around.
Amazing.
It's really nice.
So it takes an aluminium ingot, melts it to 700 degrees in around.
In around approximately that, yes.
And then the pressure that it's forcing it on is 6,000.
Could be. I actually don't know.
It's a lot.
But it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure, and then that comes in. It gets machined in the milling machines at the start that we have, and then we bolt in all the seat holes.
Yes.
For safety, and then the rest of the body gets assembled to that. Mostly bolting the body to the under casting.
And I just heard today that you're the most efficient Tesla factory. You're after overtaking Shanghai, so there's a bit of friendly competition there between efficiencies, etc.
Always a little bit of competition. Slightly different projects between each site, but
yes,
always working together to try and get the best results.
And what I like about, no more than the cars, there isn't specific model years. This factory hasn't been built and it stays fixed. There's constant evolution happening within the factory as well. There's efficiencies being improved on it all the time.
But constantly. I think it's actually one of the only cars that doesn't have, like if you look at competitors, they have like a model year and then another 6 years there's another model year. This car, every few months there's an iteration that improves. It's the same for our customer. They don't have to say they want the newest thing. They just get it as part of their deliveries, which is super nice.
Absolutely. And then with the fact that it's software based as well, you're getting that over-the-air update, etc., etc.
Constantly updates.
Very good. What are you proudest of here within the factory? Like now you're here for 4.5 years. You've seen the evolution of it.
Cool. I think it's been very cool to see all the teams grow. So everyone that started like, it's quite a young team.
Yes.
So I'd say the average is in their mid-30s. So it's quite nice to have seen everyone grow and develop. And now actually working as a full team.
And what I believe from the start, you didn't have to have an automotive background. I know you have, but a lot of people from the locale have come in, but it's not just the area, it's multinational.
Yeah, people from everywhere. So even local warehouses and Amazon like delivery centers, and they've come and brought different ideas.
Brilliant.
Which you don't get in automotive a lot of the time because you have a lot of the guys from the older industry that know how it's been done. And they want to continue how it's been done.
Yeah.
So here there's a lot of fresh ideas, which is very nice to see.
So Avner, we're here in another part of the construction line. Is this the main line or?
This is the main line, yes.
Okay.
So here we've just gone past the framing gate. And here you can see all the welding robots, some SPR robots, self-pierce riveting in the background.
Okay.
And then these bodies will then run on to the closure line that we saw earlier,
right.
The final line.
Very good. And so there's a couple of hundred weld points on the Model Y, isn't there? Something like that?
About 1,400 per car. So it's a combination. There's maybe 60 odd meters of glue, which sounds like a lot. And there's 130 odd SPRs. Like it's a small, you see this yellow gun working, so it's putting in a small element into the cars.
Okay.
That's quite a lot.
And we talked about when we were walking over here, the speed of the production line, and at the moment you're running around about 60 seconds, you were saying. But depending on time of year and etc.
So here we're capable to run to 39 seconds.
39 seconds of a new model rolling out.
Yeah,
I would see that at the end of the light tunnel.
You will see that at the end of the light tunnel.
Unbelievable. Yes. But at the moment we're at 60 seconds roughly, which is still phenomenal speed. Very good. All the automation, there's positives in it, but also we have to be conscious that there's a lot of machinery as well that needs to be supported and looked after and maintained.
Yeah, you have quite a big maintenance team. You have every robot, every weld gun has like specific people that need to look at it.
Okay.
So yeah, every time you automate, you still need people to look after the automation.
Yes, exactly.
And keep it running.
It's not like it's taking jobs away. There's still jobs in the support of that automation.
Developing different jobs, let's say.
Very good. Excellent.
So then you also need to analyze the data, see where you can get more efficient.
Yes.
So you need people to look at that. You have whole IT crews looking at everything constantly. So yeah, I'd say it's a good mix. It makes things more productive, but you also have people coming in for those jobs. And
that production and that making it more efficiently, etc., all ends up then in a cheaper product for the consumer to buy then as well. So it's not just about making more money for Tesla, it's offering more affordable electric vehicles to the consumers.
That's the long-term goal, for sure.
Absolutely. Next up, it was the paint shop, the most advanced paint shop in the world, Tesla are claiming, enabling unique color complexity and depth. So you can see the different layers here for the dark cherry red. And then some of the unique colors like Quicksilver were developed in this paint shop. The paint application is up to 7 layers in 2 fully automated paint lines with more than 150 robots. So great to see it coming in. And what I really enjoyed was the fact that the robot were opening the doors, opening the tailgates and the boot, or the frunk, apologies. And so it does it all automatically. Now, while I was there, they were also cleaning out some of the robots in a manual capacity. So as much as, yes, like we talked about with Avna, it's automated to an extent, but humans are still required. And while we were there, we also, I didn't realize it, but it was at this stage, this is the brand new diamond black that we got to see them when we were driving around outside. So the latest black color from Tesla. After paint, which was an impressive process, and how they've again put it all into one line and reduced the number of bakes required. Next up, we are in plastics and plastic moldings, very much about vertical integration. We would have seen this with other manufacturers as well, and controlling that supply chain. So Tesla do a lot of manufacturing in-house and in Giga Berlin as well. So I got to see how the plastics were manufactured, and the different components, be that bumpers, but also then the painting of these plastics. They manufacture their own seats as well, so any element that they feel that they can manufacture to a quality as good at or better than a supplier, Tesla are looking at that supply chain and that vertical integration as well. So really interesting to see how they're doing all this on a single footprint here in Berlin. Drive units next, very important, and we're going to chat with Connor now, who looks after drive units Connor is working on the team with regards to batteries that are aligned with the drive units as well here over on the general assembly line. So let's go and have a chat with Connor, with also some Irish connections. Here with Connor at Tesla, and we're in the general assembly area. Connor, we're going to have a bit of a marriage, the famous marriage between the business end and the body part. Right. Can you explain what's going on here?
Well, here's where we marry the powertrain to the vehicle body. So here we have the battery pack in the middle, and then drive unit assemblies on either end. And depending if it's a all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive car, there might be one or two drive unit assemblies.
But the autonomous vehicle is the same. It doesn't make a difference. It's what's on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on what the order is going, etc., etc. And so this rotation here and this marriage, this can be speeded up or slowed down depending on how the production line is flowing. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. If like downstream is blocked by something, or if it's moving faster, this can move faster, of course.
Very good.
Yeah.
How long have you worked at Tesla yourself?
4 years now, and about 3 here in Berlin.
Okay, excellent. And coming to a brand new factory, it must be amazing to see the progression of manufacturing, but also efficiencies, etc.
For sure, yeah. When I came, so I work mainly in the building where we build the batteries.
Okay.
And when I arrived, it was mostly like a concrete shell. There was still a lot of sand everywhere. We didn't have roads. Everything was being built, but we were also like anchoring the production line at the same time and starting to commission it whilst everything else was being built around it.
Very good.
I've seen it go from not exactly a greenfield, but very close to like early stages until now when we're producing.
I appreciate how the comms team go and try and get the Irish person. So we had Avna earlier on, and Connor here now. His parents from Northern Ireland, Irish passport holder, he's telling me. So lots of different nationalities and lots of different cultures going here. What's your German like?
Almost completely non-existent, yeah.
I'm hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
English seems to be the language that the majority of people speak as well.
Yeah, at least in the engineering teams, that's definitely the case. I mean, in my team, like, we have one French person, one German person, a guy from India, another person from the UK, and a whole bunch of other ones. So English just ends up being the common language for everyone.
And you specialise in the battery side of things?
Battery engineering, yeah, is what I...
And so 4680 specifically?
So in battery engineering, there's like this distinction where battery engineering really is focusing on we're not designing like the structures like the enclosure, and we're also not designing the cell, we're designing all of the other parts of the battery, so all the internals. So the battery modules, the what we would call the penthouse, which is the part of the rear of the battery
underneath
pack,
the rear seat.
Exactly, where we have switches and all those sorts of things. So we work mainly on the internals. I specifically am leading the battery module side of things here.
Very cool. And so you can see that advancements as well. So when you started with Tesla 4 years ago, I'm not even sure 4680 wasn't the main battery at the time.
It certainly wasn't, but we had already announced it at Battery Day.
Yes.
That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to come here.
Excellent.
I had wanted to come here for a long time.
Okay.
And then when I saw battery day, I was like, the train is leaving the station. I need to like get on the train.
We're going to be on the train later on,
Yeah.
not that actual train. I remember I was holidaying down the south of Ireland and with my partner, and she was gone to bed. And I think battery day, UK Irish time was like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And she's like, what are you doing up watching this, you lunatic?
Yeah.
So it's great to see the technology, the improvements, the efficiencies, but always evolving. You're always looking for bigger, better,
sure.
faster,
Yeah.
more efficient. Unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Continuous improvement is
That's what
basically
it's all about.
the name of the game, especially here at the factory. Like the design team here is doing early design work as well, but also it's the full life cycle. So
Okay.
it's when we actually start launching the thing that we've designed,
Yes.
and then we've got to take it all the way through the ramp of the production line and then sustain it. And throughout that whole period, like we're always looking for improvements in making it cheaper to make, improving the safety, improving the reliability, improving the mass, etc., etc. So yeah, it's all
When
about
you're designing that battery at early stages, you're also thinking of end of life. And I get that a lot. I was on the radio only yesterday back home, and people were saying, what happens when the battery at the end of, whether it's involved in an accident or whatever happens. And I'm explaining to people that there's a second, third life of a battery, but then the raw materials can be recycled and used back in batteries again.
Yeah.
It's not a disposable commodity.
Not exactly, yeah. There is a whole pipeline for like the recycling industry. I think that's still really being brought online, like
Yes.
globally. Like a big name is like Redwood,
yeah.
in the
One of
US.
the founder,
exactly.
one of the ex-Tesla employees.
Yeah. And I believe we've worked on recycling efforts ourselves internally as well. But I think it's a mixture of like internal and
Yes.
external efforts. Yeah.
I think with that early adoption, and we're getting to the stage now where there's a lot of electric vehicles around the place, more and more of them now are becoming second-hand and third-hand. Still very practical, still very usable, but
Yeah.
we're going to get to the stage where that battery might be used as solar storage for a PV system,
Right.
or my dream is a Volvo P1800 and electrify that
Sure.
using a cell on that. Tesla batteries are coveted, highly efficient, form factor is great.
Yeah.
You see people saying whenever there's an accident, I want the battery out of that. So it's crazy when you look at it.
Yeah.
But you're designing what we have here today, and no doubt future stuff as well. You're not going to be able to talk about that on camera, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anything you want to say before we wrap up? It's amazing to be here in the factory. We've already done Body and Why, talked to somebody there. What are you proudest of here in the factory is we've coming here from the last 3 or 4 years?
Oh wow.
Tough question.
Yeah, I've seen a lot for sure. It's a great question. I mean, we have gone through basically all of the sorts of problems you can imagine, and then managed
Challenges.
to, yeah, exactly, all the challenges, and really managed to overcome basically all of them at the end of the day. And it's really, I know this is going to sound like sort of cheesy, kind of contrived thing to say maybe, but it really often is like a huge team effort. And that's one of the most like fun parts of working here is they're all working for the same goal, same mission. And I think that's what helps us overcome all those challenges. That
And I think that multinational aspect of it as well.
Right.
You're big people from different backgrounds, and we were talking to Avna earlier, and we were talking about how you don't have to come from an automotive background.
Yeah.
So you could come from a different discipline and bring something new to the table, fresh eyes.
Yeah. So technically my job title is mechanical engineer,
Okay.
but I studied chemical engineering. And I remember even when, like, at the start when I was trying to join, I was saying like, I'm applying for this mechanical engineering position, but like, I'm not a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
But I had other things I like brought to the table. And so yeah, no one's really limited by like titles and those
Yes.
sorts of things. It's really about like what can you actually contribute, and like what value can you contribute.
We talked about that, the fact that everything is vertical. There's a lot of vertical integration,
Yeah.
but also you're managing your spare parts, you're managing your service centers, and so there's a lot of that feedback coming from the ground back up
For sure.
into design, manufacturing, etc.
Yeah. I worked at 2 OEMs previous to coming to Tesla, Nissan and McLaren Automotive, and I had great times there. I'm not going to like dunk on them, but I can definitely say like one of the superpowers of Tesla is just the sheer amount of vertical integration. And
Amazing.
you just have access to a huge amount of data and knowledge and expertise, like all at your fingertips. And like the more we expand globally, the more of that is like available to us locally. You're not having to wait to talk to someone in another time zone. So it really is like one of the main enablers of being able to move quickly is you have a concern, for example, you need to understand like the impact on the reliability in the field, you just get on the phone to the field reliability team, and they're the ones that are looking at all the reliability data. You can use that to feed back into our models, what our designs are going to be. And yeah, it's just super easy to move quickly here.
Excellent. Yeah. Connor, thanks very much for your time. All the best.
Thank you very much. You too.
Great meeting Connor. So when you look at it all, the general assembly then is the last element of it. It's about 1,000 employees per shift, 7 main lines, various secondary lines. It's also the one of the most important steps, obviously, where the body is connected to the powertrain, which is the battery, the front and rear axle, including the drive motors, and then the wheels, the seats, the doors, the windows, and have all been installed. The vehicle finally goes through the light tunnel at the end, which you'll see now in a second. So in Giga Berlin, there's about 150 different nations of people that are working there, 11,000 employees across the factory, whether that's on the general assembly floor or maintenance for the robots or the casting, etc. As mentioned, they come from a variety of different backgrounds and qualifications. Automotive experience is not required. And this is the famous light tunnel. And while I was there, I got to also see cars coming off the line in the light tunnels, which was very, very cool. Sustainability is really important at Giga Berlin. So they use 100% electricity from sustainable sources, up to 20%, which is generated from their own 9 megawatt system, PV system, on the actual building itself and on some of the car park, and achieve significant water efficiency using only 1.8 meter cubed of water per vehicle, which is 33% less than the industry average. The factory's industrial water recycling plant allows for a closed loop system, recycling up to 100% of the battery's processed wastewater. In 2023, Tesla used just 0.45 million meters squared of water, far below the contractual allowance of 1.4 million squared. Tesla has planted over 300 hectares of ecological valuable new forest as well, with a focus on hardwood to compensate for the deforestation which happened when they built the factory as well. So hello world is what's written above these 4 doors. And again, whilst we were there, we didn't realize, but it was looking at us straight in the face, the Tesla Model Y Performance, which hadn't even been announced yet. So this is where the new Teslas are coming out of Giga Berlin. So it was great to see that. Other elements that we got to see as well were the train, which we're going to show now in a second, the Giga train. So a bit more about the factory itself. It's the Tesla's first manufacturing location in Europe and their most advanced, sustainable and efficient factory yet. Hundreds of thousands of Model Ys and millions of battery cells are manufactured in Gigafactory Berlin. Technically, Berlin-Brandenburg is the name of it. Then we have the Giga train, which connects the factory to Berlin, and so people can jump on that. And electronically powered or battery operated train as well. So lots of benefits for the employees. There's free AC charging, and I know there's DC charging there that's accessible by members of the public, and I know I could see a lot of taxi drivers in the locale utilizing it as well. As well as that, we have other services for such a large workforce. You've got Giga Gym inside, which is very cool. And so it's not just about going in and get your day's work done. There's the famous dog itself, Doge, and you've got the gym going on there. They also have a number of these pop-up stores that you'll see now in partnership with a Polish company, and it's one of those, I don't think we have them in Ireland yet, where it has all the sensors in the ceiling. You pop your credit card or debit card onto the door, and then you can see, what's the name of the company? Zapka. 24/7 Zapka Nano, and you can see this is across the floors, where it is a shop in essence where people can go and buy snacks and bits and pieces and get their lunch if they want to, and once you put your credit card up against the door, it allows you to go in, and whatever you pick up, it charges straight to the credit card. So I would have seen this in the States a couple of years ago. We still don't have them in Ireland. I know they're across in some of the in the United Kingdom. So whatever you pick up, it knows what you've picked up, and then you can also it just charges your card. So great to see that. as well as pop-up shops and stores or nano stores within the factory and across the offices. You also have a barber shop, which is called the Trim Line. So yeah, you can see there's booking system on the door. I'm sure you can do it no doubt via an app. And so inside then you've got the mirrors in front of the seats there are similar shaped to the superchargers, the Trim Line there on the barber chairs as well. So good to see it. And again, something different. It's all about the branding. And outside then you have more PV cells, DC fast charging, as I mentioned already. And yeah, overall, a really interesting visit to Giga Berlin-Brandenburg, to give it its full name. I hope you enjoyed it. Jump into the comments and let me know what you think. And thanks very much for watching.